Knowledge today is a commodity. It's free. It's like air. It's like water. How many of you had to memorize the periodic table in high school? Raise your hands. Everybody. Good. So how many were there again? No, wait, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Whatever number you came up with is wrong because 2 more were added last week. And planets, are we up 1 or down 1? I don't know, I haven't checked my news feed today. Knowledge is a commodity. What the world cares about is not what you know, but what you can do with what you know. Then the question becomes, do you have the skill and do you have the will to use the knowledge you have acquired? Okay, so I got to tell you kind of an intellectual journey I've been on. 2005, I read The World is Flat by Friedman. How many have read that book? Scared the heck out of me because, as you know, he describes a world where increasingly any job that can be routine is rapidly being offshored or automated. White collar, blue collar, doesn't matter. Talked to him recently, interviewed him for the new book. He said, I got one thing wrong in that book. I said, what was that? He said, the pace of change. It's happening so much faster. So I worried about what kinds of skills will our young people need to get and keep a good job in this new global knowledge economy. And in fact, are they the same skills they'll need for citizenship and for continuous learning? Started interviewing a wide range of innovators, literally from Apple to Unilever, executives, U.S. Army, community leaders, college teachers, asking all of them, what are the skills that matter most today? What's important? Came to understand there's a set of core competencies every young person must be well on the way to mastering before he or she finishes high school. Not just to get a good job, but to be a continuous learner and an active and informed citizen in the 21st century. Very briefly, they are: number 1, critical thinking and problem solving. What do they mean by critical thinking? The ability to ask the right questions, ask really good questions. Number 2, collaboration across networks and leading by influence. Number 3, agility and adaptability. Number 4, initiative and entrepreneurialism. Number 5, effective oral and written communication. Number 6, accessing and analyzing information. And lastly, number 7, curiosity and imagination. Then the other thing happened. The economy collapsed. And I saw kids coming home from college, seemingly having acquired some, maybe most of these skills, coming home from college to no job. They had the skills, but something was missing. Right now today, half of all recent college graduates are either unemployed or underemployed. A third are living at home. What was wrong? More than 70% of our economy is based on consumer spending. What's everybody's biggest fear? That consumers will stop spending. That's why we lose jobs. Number 2, that consumer spending has been increasingly fueled by people going into debt. Maybe what we have done is create an economy based on people spending money they do not have to buy things they may not need, threatening the planet in the process. I think it's increasingly clear that kind of economy is not sustainable. What do Bill Gates, Edwin Land, the inventor of the Polaroid instant camera, Martin Zuckerberg of Facebook fame, and Bonnie Raitt, the folk singer, all 4 have in common? Sorry, they were not dropouts. They were Harvard College dropouts. That's different. Thank you very much. You know, Steve Jobs is a dropout. Michael Dell is a dropout. These guys were Harvard dropouts. Well, what must we do differently to develop the capacities of many more of our young people to be innovators? The culture of schooling is all about risk aversion and penalizing failure. Students' job is to figure out what the teacher needs. Give the teacher whatever the teacher wants. Teacher's job is to avoid trouble. You know, that we're not encouraged to take risks as educators, right? The world of innovation, as you well know, is all about taking risks, making mistakes, and learning from them. In learning, there are no mistakes, there are iterations. Although I have to ask you, how many of you learn more from your mistakes than your successes? Raise your hands. Yeah, me too. God, that hurts sometimes. That's painful. But that's the only source of real self-confidence, that you learn that you can recover from a mistake. We have to, in our teaching, be willing to take risks, be willing to learn from mistakes, work more collaboratively with our colleagues. But I think above all, maybe what's most important for me is that I, as a teacher and as a mentor, now think much, much more about where and how am I encouraging the play, the passion, and the purpose everything that I do with young people.